Hey, good morning, gang. Just to drop in, I have today off. I just mowed the lawn. When you have a battery operated lawnmower, guess what you get to do? You can mow the lawn before 8 a.m. So I just finished actually about 10 minutes ago. I started about 7:30. Got the front done, about half of the back done before the battery ran out. I haven't purchased a second battery, so I'm recharging it. I may do it this afternoon. I don't know. I have the day off. I'm just hanging out with my pooch, doing stuff around the house. I did some fish stuff this morning, first thing. Had some amazing eggs for breakfast, getting ready to do more fish stuff. Stuff around the house. Yeah, by the way, if I hear from another person saying, hey, you've got all the time in the world, you're single, you're fancy free. No, I'm not. Got a dog. I got a bunch of fish aquariums up. I have a job. I'm probably busier than most people. I have to keep a house up. I have to mow the lawn, do your lawn care. It's great. I'm really busy. Anyone who doesn't think I'm really busy doesn't know. Anybody who's single, homeowner, you're real busy. You do not have extra time. Do not have extra time at all. So there you go. What are you guys up to? I'm off to, I'm going to run some stuff over to Salvation Army here in a few minutes. Do some more fish stuff. I have a picture I haven't hung up yet. I've got to hang it up. Yeah, life's good. Catch up on my streaming shows. Yeah, taking a 4-day weekend is really nice. I was going to take next week. I was basically going to take a 6-day weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. But they rescheduled something at the office, and I've got to be there. And my boss said, well, you don't necessarily, I can schedule your stuff early. I'm going, no, I better be there the whole time. So I am. I'm going to be there the whole time. It's, a couple of notes here, gang. It is, life's good. Fish room is great. I swear to you, though, it's anybody who keeps fish, and you guys understand, it's a never-ending deal. The maintenance stuff, never-ending. You're always busy. You're always doing stuff, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic. So there you go. What's going on in your world? I'm drinking the nectar of the gods, Diet Dr. Pepper. Figure even though I'm on vacation, 8:23 in the morning is too early in the day to pour myself a tequila or a bourbon or a beer. Wasn't there a song called One Tequila, One Bourbon, One Beer? Something like that, blues song. I've been sort of getting into bourbon, by the way. I've always liked it. I am now beginning to wade myself into that. Have a nice shot and a half at the end of the day, in a brandy snifter. Life is good. Life is good. So let's see what else is going on. I don't know. It's just, I got a bunch of fish food in. I had to, I was getting low, and it was I misappropriated the amount of brine shrimp eggs I had. Scotty Aquati. Excellent. Good for you. Hit a like, my brother. So I misscheduled. And so brine shrimp eggs don't keep that well when it's really warm. So it's, we had like a month where it was 100 and some degrees seemingly every day. So I couldn't order it during then. I get my mail at a mailbox, which is climate controlled, which is nice. Yeah, life's good. Life is good indeed. So I got my brine shrimp eggs. I got a small one mainly because it was still coming over. It was like 90 degrees. And I didn't want to buy a big, huge thing of it and all of a sudden have the eggs not be great. If the eggs aren't great, I can live with it. Chewy, good morning. Lurk away, my brother. So I got that going in. It arrived Monday late at my mailbox, and I was already in. I work early. So I get up at 3 in the morning. So it is when I get home from work, it's 1:30 at the latest. Sometimes it's 1. So there you go. I've got what else is going on in my little world? So I got the stuff in. I got a bunch of fish food in. Got some of Doug Gray's high protein food, which is great, by the way, which is really, really good. Yeah, I'll tell you what, my ex-wife, her parents, uh, professional musicians. And her father was a big time jazz trumpetist and music producer in the Latino space, in the Spanish music space. And yeah, they didn't get up till noon and they went to bed at 3 a.m. It's that was how they operated. And because that's how you have to live. I've done that before and I liked it. But work wise for me, it's better to be in the morning than at night. Just better to be in the morning than at night. So most of my career, my first few years, I did overnights, I did late nights, and then I got switched to days. And I started days in 1990. Then I went to mornings in the late 90s. I was off the morning thing for about 15 years or so. And but I still was getting up at, I need to set an alarm. I was up at 6 a.m. guaranteed every day. That was sleeping in. And now for the last few years, I've been back in the morning thing, which is great. The deal is with the morning deal is you have to really pace it out. I met a gal and the problem is she's a nurse, which is great. She's really fun, really pretty girl, really nice. I like her a lot, lots of fun. Our problem is she works 11 p to 7 a. And so she's waking up when I'm going to bed. Probably long term, this relationship won't work. But I've been seeing her a little bit. Nice girl. Nothing serious, just sort of hanging out a little bit. Nice gal. But yeah, you have to sort of be on that schedule. Fish keeping Jamaica, Raleigh. Well, it's good to have you here, brother. It's good to have here, Erie. And you see, I threw in some Jamaican slang there. Bingo. And I'm blutching. And so let's see here. My so the work schedule thing, it's and I find myself being as much as you dislike or you wish you weren't like your parents, which we all do. We all wish we were different. Yeah, she has me. She has me. So but the relationship ain't gonna work based on, she's gonna have to change her hours. And she's a nurse. She works at a hospital. She could change it to 7, A to 3 p. That would be great. And then it would almost be perfect because, she would be able to, when she's done, come over. We could have dinner, hang out, and our sleeping time would somewhat be similar. Uh, let's see what else is up. Yeah, its work has been insanely busy. I've been going seemingly 7 days a week. Yeah, I'm patient. I'm patient, Raleigh. And I'm patient. So my get some on the holidays for now. Yeah. So my thinking is that, is to go through is that, now my schedule's up. The puppy has been a lot of work. A lot of work. She's finally putting it all together. And a lot of people don't like puppies because, of the pain in the ass they are for the first, up to a year, really. First few months, it was just you had to be on her all the time. Now I don't have to walk her all the time. I still have to sort of keep her. She'll get into trouble. Still at this point, if I let her out of my sight. So the kitchen and the bedroom areas are all sort of blocked off. Yeah, the puppy ain't getting cooked. And so she's great. She's just finishing her first heat. She's going to have a litter of puppies. Unfortunately, I was hoping her first heat would be at about 18 months. She's 14 months. And so she cannot have puppies until she gets her hips x-rayed. So, and that has to be at 2. So at 2 years old, we'll x-ray the hips. And we'll x-ray the hips. Hopefully they look good. And then she'll have puppies. What's up, Asil? What's up? Yeah, the nicest thing, once you get the dog right, I was thinking through this, my previous dog I had for 14 years. And it took him about 2 years to get right. Ian, good morning. It took about 2 years to begin to get right. By the time he was 3 and over, it was so easy to have. Yeah, I don't drink. I'll tell you what. Here's how much coffee I drink. I usually drink, about 5 cups first thing. I usually have a couple of these things, and then I'm done. You're still at work, almost done with your shift. Excellent. Then I'm done. I'm having. They're not paying for this YouTube, but I'm going to name them. They're one of your advertisers. For lunch, I'm having cachava. And but you can go to a store. It's essentially a superfood shake. I add a little fruit to it. I sometimes will throw some organic cinnamon into it. A little bit of oats. You have to add some honey. So I have some organic, locally produced honey. About a teaspoon goes in. And you blend it up with the cold water and ice. And fruit right now, I have frozen fruit. I have blueberries. So I put some blueberries in it. Really good. And it's my lunch will be 300 calories. It'll be all absolutely great. So I do that, but you can get ones at your local health food store, etc. And thanks, Raleigh. I appreciate you looking out for me, by the way. I appreciate it. That's what friends are for. Yeah, so I do the cachava thing. It's really good. Uh some people add, I've not done this, but I probably should add a fresh banana to it. Add and normally I just do the frozen fruit because it's just me in the house. And, fresh fruit, unless I'm on it right away, it gets spoiled. So I get frozen fruit. For instance, last night for dinner, I had some vegan enchiladas, and which were really good. And then for dessert, I had some blueberries, teaspoon of honey with some organic cinnamon on it, and I had some almonds. So it was good. This morning I had vegan sausage, a couple of eggs with health nut toast with almond oil spread on it. So there you go. Yeah, I do not eat a lot of red meat. In fact, I'll tell you the thing, and Ian, you pay attention to this. 'Cause you're young now, you can eat whatever the hell you want, and you don't pay. Eventually, you pay for your sins. And I'm not talking about sins as in a moral sense. I'm talking about sins that we all commit against our body. Yeah, I do eat fish. So red meat. I've called myself, and by the way, you tell people you're this, especially you, Ian, in Portland, say this term to people. Tell them you're a modified vegan. People will freak out if you say that. And of course you do, Ian. You're young. You can eat whatever the hell you want. But I will just tell you, yeah, I do, but not a lot. I do drink alcohol, but not a lot. I'll have like a shot of tequila or a shot of bourbon or a beer as I'm winding down after work, but that's it. So, here's what I did. Bourbon. I drink wine occasionally. I'll pick up a bottle of port wine every once in a while, or a bottle of white Zinfandel. Raleigh, not very often, but every once in a while I'll pick one up. The deal is with wine, once you open it, you feel like you have to drink it. And I probably end up drinking too much wine where you get a bottle of, I don't smoke. Nope, no smoking. So here's what I do. About 6 years ago, I went in, to do the yearly physical. And the doctor came in. Hey, good morning, Aquarium Daily. And I went in, they said, okay, your triglycerides are on the way of being high. Your cholesterol's too high. How do you want to deal with it? Do you want a pill or do you want to change your lifestyle? I said, I'll change my lifestyle. That's not a big deal. I'd rather not take medication if you don't have to. If you do need to take medication, take it. So, yeah, everything is good. Everything is good, Raleigh. All good in the hood. I do it every year. Do the they do the prostate blood test here. I don't have to bend over and cough. So I went in and absolutely, and not pleasant. Thank God they have a blood test for it now. So I have to eat a little bit of red meat because my iron is a little low. Because I don't eat a lot of meat. I eat spinach. I eat all that sort of stuff. No digital figure test. Nope. And good morning, everybody. So I go in. So I started eating that diet full on. I went and saw a registered nutritionist covered by my health plan. I did that for 2 years, and I probably need to start it again, just to be frank with you, because you have someone to be accountable to with your eating. So I went in and I gave up I became a little, not bad anemic, just a little bit. So my primary care doctor said I need to add a couple of servings of red meat a week. So I did. Usually I do like a steak or I do a burger. I do that a couple of times a week. I'll occasionally do pork. I'll occasionally do, but it has to be a red meat. I'll do lamb every once in a while. So I went, and after that I came back in. Everything was the same. My cholesterol, by the way, 170. My triglycerides, 80. When I was really, really keeping the vegan lifestyle, except for doing eggs for breakfast, my cholesterol was in the mid to high 160s, and my triglycerides were at 50. For a guy in his 50s, that's about as good as it gets without medication, just diet. And I don't do hard exercise. I just do a lot of walking. And I walk on average about 5 miles a day. Let's see. Oh, I plugged in my phone in the other room. Already today, I have walked 8,400 steps because I mowed the lawn, I did stuff with the fish, all that sort of stuff. So that's what you do. You go out and you do that stuff. And I will say this, gang. It's easier to keep up with your health before you begin to have issues. We all will. We all get older. We all have stuff that goes on. Genetics are a big part of it. There are some people that have, I have a friend of mine who had a heart attack when he was 40. Came out that, his wife had been on him because, and this guy was not heavy. You'd look at this guy and go, this guy is healthy as all get out. He had cholesterol in the 300 to 400 range. So he had a heart attack, had to change stuff around. It's easier to do it before you have the heart attack or the stroke or whatever. So just take care of yourself. It's my advice. It's you'll learn on your own. Don't have to listen to me. Not nagging. I'm just telling you. Now I do this on payday. I always have a cheat meal. Always. My nutritionist would laugh about it, but I always had a cheat meal. Yeah, I walk briskly. I have a dog. I have a Brittany, which is a pointing dog. She loves walking. She loves doing that stuff. So there you go. See what else is going on in my and I'll tell you what. I worked at a ski resort right after high school in Lake Tahoe for a year. And I banged up my knees and hips pretty good because I was skiing every day. Nearly every day I was skiing. And forever, when I was working retail a long time, I would get done with work and my hip and my knees would be swollen. So it took a long time. And I actually had to go to physical therapy, build the things up. Because I beat the hell out of them because you're skiing. Thank you very much, Raleigh. I appreciate it. So, that's, again, your health is your wealth. You can have all the money in the world. If you have crappy health, it means nothing. You can't do anything. You can be poor and have amazing health. And it means everything. So that's sort of the secret. And so there you go. So my hope is, I'm 60 is not that far away from me. And I feel as good now as I have. I mean, I feel great. I have all the endurance I need. I have all the, I have all the stuff that's going on. Life's good. But again, gang, you just have to take care of yourself. And I will say this, the toughest thing about being single, toughest thing, is that it's easy to eat on impulse. It's easy not to do stuff. It's easy, there's a lot of easiness there. So thus, you have to hold yourself accountable. And whether you have a trainer that you go to, you don't even have to do it a lot. You can go to a personal trainer once a month, or you can go to a nutritionist that your healthcare plan may cover. They tell you what to eat. They give you sort of a plan. I'm German. My last name is German. Give me a plan. I'll follow that. It's just part of what Germans do. And don't be stubborn. Yeah, don't be stubborn. That's the key thing. I have not, Chewy, but I know how they've changed how animals are cared for. St. Paul Zoo, the Como Park Zoo, it it was about the comfort of the humans, not the comfort of the animal. Now it's all about the comfort of the animals, and people sometimes are put in uncomfortable positions because they're put in tubes that go through, and you're in the middle of the animals, which is really good. Cool. Send me the link. Yeah, it's how we treated animals in zoos. It's like people treating things in aquariums. They used to do things really different. Then they moved it stuff. Now they're going back. When I was a kid, in the 70s and 80s, how you cared for your tropical fish was with an underground filter. Put the gravel on top, go in it right from there. It's now, people move to the externals, which I'm ambivalent on, just to be frank with you. I have a couple. I don't think they give any advantage. I think that just a good old-fashioned sponge filter works about as good as anything else. Pretty simple. A lot of people go in, they use lava rock and stuff like that, and they do box filters they do on their own. Works great. Works absolutely fantastic. Well, the place that really sort of pioneered how modern zoos work is San Diego Zoo. The San Diego Zoo really pioneered a lot of stuff, which is terrific. Really terrific. I enjoyed, it's, I have a buddy of mine that I've known purely because of an interest in the California condor. I have gotten to know a guy who's a condor biologist whose job is to help breed the California condor in captivity, which is pretty cool. That bird was down to like 22, and now they have, now they have about 500 alive, which are fantastic. By the way, there's a big argument with the condors having to do with lead ammo. Lead ammunition has been your traditional ammunition forever and ever and ever. And you have a lot of hunting rights groups who don't like the idea of moving to copper, which is what they want you to do, because lead, condors, for a reason, get lead poisoning real easy. So, my opinion is that I don't know what the problem is moving to copper. And I speak from experience here, gang. I grew up and I love going fishing. I love going hunting. And by the way, hunting for me is not about going out and killing an animal. Hunting for me is about being out, getting in touch with your primal abilities. If I end up, and hunters, by the way, are necessary for a couple of reasons. Number one is that deer are so overpopulated, and Canada's a little bit different. Oh, I don't know if a rich dude here, Raleigh. Pretty middle class. So you go in and you go out hunting. You're walking through the woods or you're hunting deer in a deer stand. I'm not a big duck hunter or deer stand guy. I like just going out and walking through the woods and getting the feel. I have not fished on a yacht. I fish usually on the shore because I don't own a boat. I have fished on a boat, but not one I've ever owned. So I fish on I fish on a dock, I fish on the side. You're out there catching fish or shooting like a quail or pheasant or deer or ducks. You're encountering nature. The problem that we have, especially with deer, Canada may have a better chance because of the wolf and how many wolves they have in Canada. In the United States, wolves are in Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Yellowstone, Wyoming, Montana, moved into Washington State, Idaho, and Oregon. So there you go. I own a ship. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, it's but being out there, walking in the woods, being as silent as possible, listening for the movement. Hey, Michigan to a certain extent as well, Chewy. My mom's family, both sides, emigrated from Ontario and Quebec, French and English, to Michigan to warm up. To warm up indeed. Yep, I know they came from Canada and they're now having wolves that are extending out from Canada into Washington State, Idaho, Oregon. There was actually a report. Yeah, bison too. There was actually a report that that wolves have been seen in Northern California, which is fantastic. I personally think, I'm in Missouri. We have a lot of deer, and there's a lot of real green space here that's not used by farmer what have you. I think there should be wolves released here. I think wolves should be released everywhere. Natural, have our environment as natural as possible. All right, gang, I'm going to get some stuff done. Thank you. And we I may stop by tomorrow. Have a good one, gang. Adios.